this headphones.
And then I need to get a couple pictures of you today, sir.
Yeah. Pull it back. Okay, so we've already tried this out. I can hear him.
Yeah, we've already tested out if you can.
Big 38 for the weapon.
See you some, please.
Let me get my headphones.
You're black, yeah. I see here.
In the dark, but I am not afraid. No, I am not afraid. We'll be free, but I don't know where we're going.
All right. What's going on, Believe Nation? David Imonitie here. Super excited to be back again. And then we took the week off last week. We had an amazing first guest, Twyla Portis. She did an amazing job, and I know it was literally thousands of people that were inspired by her story and everything that she shared a couple weeks ago. And today we've got another incredible guest. So as you're logging on right now, maybe you want to send out that last message out to the rest of Believe Nation and let them know to definitely be on this call here today. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got one of the very best of the best entrepreneurs in the world right now that is actually going to be joining us right now. Now, if you're not a part of Believe Nation, you want to become a part of Believe Nation. You want to get on BelieveNation.com and get yourself registered, or maybe get your hands on a link from someone who's already a part of Believe Nation. They can actually refer you to become a part of Believe Nation. We've got some amazing things happening. You want to become a citizen of Believe Nation. We're approaching 40,000 citizens now. By the end of the year, the goal is to be at 100,000 citizens to be a part of Believe Nation. And we've got a lot of things on the back end that is going to allow us to actually reach that number. Also, we've got a major event, the very first one that's going to be happening. It is going to be taking place on January the 8th, 9th, and 10th. I guess you can call it Believe Nation Weekend. On the 8th, there's going to be a VIP dinner. We're going to actually have it right here at the Royal Oaks Country Club right here in Houston, Texas. And then Friday, we're going to have an entire day of training. The I Believe experience is going to be happening that Saturday, actually. Friday will be the dinner, and then Saturday from about 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. all day, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be absolutely off the chain. I can't wait for that particular day for the I Believe experience. And then Sunday, we've got a night of giving and receiving. That is going to be the I Believe Foundation Gala. If you were there last year, you know it was first class. It's going to be first class again this particular time around. We're really excited about everything that's happening within Believe Nation. We're excited about everything that's happening in our country right now and the entire world. Although you may look around and say, man, things are in turmoil for a lot of people, for a lot of different countries. But I believe, and I believe that we believe, that everything is really falling into place right now. Everything is working out for our own good. If you really understand how to create your own world within, around what's actually taking place right now. And that's why we created Believe Nation. We created Believe Nation to give people a way of really looking at things from a different point of view, having a different mindset when it comes to their lives, when it comes to success and the things that they want to actually accomplish. And it's really been working. The testimonies that have come about from Believe Nation have been tremendous. The amount of people's lives that have been changed, transformed because of the information that they're getting, that they're applying, that they're learning. There's a lot of growth that's happening for individuals. So I'm really, really excited about it. It's just the beginning. We are going to impact the lives of 1 billion people. And now we've got a way to quantify it. We've got a way to actually see it come to pass. So I'm definitely excited about it. But I want to go ahead and jump right into this. I want to move this out of the way. But I want to go ahead and jump right into today. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to be on this call with all of you. And I'm really excited to have this gentleman actually join us on this call. He's someone that I've known now for a few years, and I've watched him up close, watched him from afar, and watched the type of success that he's been able to create, not just for himself, but for the people that have been connected to him. To me, that's what's most important. You know, a person can go out and, you know, they can make a lot of money, they can drive nice cars, they can live in nice homes and whatnot. But really what matters to me is how many other people have you really impacted? How many other people can point to you and say, hey, you know what? Because of Darryl Drake, I was able to become a 6-figure earner. Because of Darryl Drake, I was able to become a 7-figure earner. And he's got countless of people like that all around the world that look to him for that, look to him for leadership and guidance. And as I was looking at the landscape of people that I wanted to have be a part of Believe Nation and really contribute to Believe Nation, his name definitely came up. So I'm glad that he was able to find time out of his very busy schedule to join us here. You see him, I think he's in his home right now. He's got the vibes back there, and definitely excited to have you on. Hey, Darryl, you there?
I am here. I'm here. Can you hear me clearly? I'm good.
I can hear you loud and clear, bro. Loud and clear. Awesome, man. Well, let me first say thank you for taking the time out to join us here. Believe Nation is really excited to hear from you. I'm sure a lot of them already follow you on your social media platforms, and a lot of them already know your story, but some of them probably don't. So I want to jump right into that. Tell us about Darryl Drake. Where are you from? You know, how old are you? How young are you? I hate to say how old a person is, but how young are you? And you know, how did Darryl Drake get to where he's at right now? Let's start from the beginning of the beginning.
Well, wow, we might be here all day, but well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to share what you're doing, man. You're definitely pushing the needle forward for our culture, so definitely appreciate that. And I too have watched you from afar for a very long time, probably longer than you've even noticed me. But we are here today, and so really it all started for me, David. You know, at the age of 18. I got exposed to someone. I was going door to door selling alarm systems. And a buddy of mine met a guy at a gas station. Long story short, he pulls up to me in a Lamborghini and he asked me a question. And I know it sounds cliche, but it happened just like this. He said, "Hey, listen, what if I could show you how to spend less time uh, uh, and make the same amount of money that you're making, if not more?" And at that time, I didn't I didn't really know what that meant. I was like in college, going door to door, making $300. It was just a new world for me. And long story short, connected with that guy. He and I are still friends to this day. And that was about what 10 years ago.
Mm. Who
And,
is that? Who's that gentleman? If you don't mind me asking.
yeah, Josh Denny,
Josh Denny. Okay, good deal.
Jesse McPherson, and Josh Denny.
There you go. That's the prepaid boys, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, and my mind has been expanded since then, and just really decided to commit to this industry. But more importantly, David, just really commit to my growth. I realized that, me dropping out of college was not an excuse for me to just kind of wing it. When I dropped out of college, I committed full time into this industry of network marketing and people business and the people business. And so, since then, I've developed myself. And because of that, I've attracted people and been able to pull the best out of people that have aligned with me. So
Awesome. Awesome. So where are you from originally? I know you started at 18, but where are you from actually originally? And tell us about maybe your parents, your upbringing before you got to meet that gentleman, before you got a chance to meet Josh at the gas station.
yeah, yeah. So I'm from San Bernardino, California.
Okay, so you're a
It's a small,
Cali boy. Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's a
okay.
small town in Cali, and so born and raised there. And yeah, both of my parents are phenomenal. My mom really took the entrepreneur route. She went to college, got her bachelor's, but then went into clothing, opened up a few clothing stores. So I kind of got my hustle, my entrepreneurship, my creativity from her. My dad's in law enforcement, has been in law enforcement for 24 years, 25 years.
Right,
So I
right.
believe I got my discipline from my pops. So
Awesome, awesome. So mom was a big influence when it came to entrepreneurship, and then dad really showed you the discipline and making sure you put the work in and all that good stuff. So now, obviously we're taught go to school, get good grades, graduate, and you tried that obviously, and that was not the path for you. So we fast forward to that very moment where you met someone, okay, that would change your life. How important is it for people to put themselves in an environment where they can connect with the right people to really stretch their minds?
right, right. And so absolutely, my introduction to this industry, to this space, to entrepreneurship was through, like I said, Jesse and Josh. But I chose to connect and align with Stormy Wellington, and really, David, it was the best thing that I could have ever done, honestly, because what it did is it allowed me to put myself into an environment, connect to a frequency that I didn't know how to get into. I didn't have the key to. I didn't know where they hung out. Right. So this was, my first real decision to be in alignment, and I think that is. I talk about it all the time, but there are a few principles that I believe govern success, but environment is definitely one of them. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care, how nice you look. If you are in the wrong environment, it just won't work out. I once heard it said, when you're not working on your environment is working on you. So
Mm,
I've always been very, very aware of how my environment is making me feel, and willing to take action, whatever action was necessary to keep me in that environment or move me away from that environment, just depending
yeah.
on what we're doing.
I got the definition of environment up there because I'm really big on defining words because we hear words all the time, but what does it actually mean? It says the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. And we've heard this before, Darryl, that we are all a product of our environment. We're all a product of our environment. So you start out as an entrepreneur at the age of 18. What was the first company you were a part of?
It was that. So you want to hear something funny, David? The first company that I was illegally a part of, I was 18. They came and I signed up. I mean, I was 17 and they came and I signed up and I wasn't supposed to,
Right.
but they weren't checking. It was a paper app. It was like whatever. And
Uh-huh.
so there was ACN. It was really,
ACN. Okay.
it
All
was
right. All
ACN.
right.
I was
American Communications
17.
Network. All right.
Yeah,
They're
I was
still in business
17.
today. Great company.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
So that was,
ACN. So you went from ACN. How long were you in ACN?
oh man, maybe a couple months.
Okay.
I was battling high school in ACN at the same time.
Okay. Couple months in ACN. So after ACN, where did you go after that?
Yeah, it got more serious for me as an adult, and that was prepaid legal.
Okay, prepaid legal. All right, that was my first company. Prepaid legal was my first company. How long were you in prepaid?
I was in prepaid about 2.5 years.
Okay, okay. And then after prepaid, you moved on to.
More affiliate marketing. After prepaid, I did MCA. That's kind
Mhm.
of where it really took off for me.
Okay.
And then from there, Organo Gold.
Mhm. You did it. You
I
did
did that.
Organo Gold.
Yeah, for a very yes, I did. Yes,
All
for
right.
about a
Now,
month and a
Darryl,
half.
what kept you going? Obviously, all right. You start off, ACN. That doesn't work out. You go to prepaid. That didn't work out. You go MCA. That didn't work out. You do coffee. That doesn't work. What was it that you think was inside of you that caused you to keep on going? That kept you not saying, you know what? I'm probably going to put this entrepreneur side, this thing aside, and I'm going to just probably go back to school and get a degree. What do you think kept you really moving along?
I always believed that it was possible.
So you say believing had a whole lot to do with it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, my I didn't attach my emotions to the actual current results of what I was getting. I knew that there was a process because
Mm.
the people around me will remind me that it was a process. But I never stopped believing that I could be that that impactful leader on stage that has
Mm.
inspired and encouraged thousands of people. I never stopped, looking at people like you, like Darnell Self, like Jesse McPherson, like Stormy Wellington. I always would say, you know what, like it's already assigned to me, right? I don't know what just happened. What was
It's
that?
my phone. Worship. There you go. Go
Oh, okay.
ahead.
I never stopped believing that it was possible, man. I know it sounds, but it was true. Like I just went from thing to thing with really no loss of enthusiasm. Like I remember being, 2, 3 years in, still sitting in the nosebleed seats, still having to, go there and not walk across the stage ranking up, but I was still really excited, man.
Mhm.
Like the people kept me going and the hopes
But,
that
you-
I could make it happen.
but Darryl, I'm sitting here right now and I'm watching this. I'm watching you speak, and you say that it's believing, but my current situation is not so great. I'm not having success. Things are not looking good. Tell me, what are some of the things that you did to keep you in a state of believing? What were some of the things that you did on a consistent basis that kept your belief up?
We're constantly reminding myself on why I was even doing this to begin with. Constant affirmations. I mean, you can look back into some of my older videos every day. I'm speaking life. I'm speaking things as though they are. And I was learning that in 2012, 2010. And I just never really existed. I just never was really fully present. Um, or really cared too much about what was happening now because I knew that my activity was in alignment with where I wanted to go. And so
Hmm.
it's easier said than done, but honestly, if you properly educate your expectations and you really it's an exercise, right? If every day you're really thinking and spending more time on where you want to be and who you are becoming, it kind of numbs you to the failures. It kind of numbs you to the disappointments
Right.
because I would always just speak life over my situation.
You said something. You said affirmations, and when we teach belief, the very first part of creating a belief system is words. And that's what affirmation is all about. So what were some of the words that you would tell yourself on a day-to-day basis that would keep you going, that would keep you really motivated to keep on going?
Yeah. So I mean, I would always have a financial goal. So I'm so happy and grateful now that I earned X amount. The funny thing about it is, that was one of my first affirmations that I built up enough courage to post publicly. And I'm so glad that I did, because I still share that. In 2012, I put, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've earned $200,000 this year. 2012. And at the time, it was bold. At the time, I had people like, what are you talking about? Why are you posting a fake check? And and 2.5 years later, I was able to cash that check. And so,
Wow.
I'm so happy and grateful that my parents are healthy. I'm so happy and grateful that, I live where I want to live. I drive what I want to drive, just every single day and multiple times a day, to almost where if you're not in tune with this, it'll kind of sound crazy. And what I would do, David, is, anytime any amount of doubt would seep into my mind, I'd start my affirmations. Because I know that, seed will always find fertile ground. And so for me, anytime I'm, because we have to expose ourselves to so much outside energy, right? A phone call, an incident, something happens, and your day could be completely messed up, right? And then your mind just goes down this rabbit hole. So anytime I felt myself going down that rabbit hole, or any type of doubt, I would just say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm traveling the world. I live where I want to live. I drive what I want to drive. I'm earning what I want to earn. Everybody that is assigned to me is already on the way to me. Wow. Right? I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. And so I would just continue to repeat these things over and over.
I hope you guys are catching this, because this is very, very important. Because what I found out is that everyone that's ever reached a level of success, however high or whatever it is, it's all the same thing. They all do the same things. They may do it a little bit differently here and there, but everything, the foundation of it is going to start with the words that you're speaking. The world that you're creating right now for yourself, the world that you live in right now, and the world that you're going to live in the future is all predicated on what it is that you're speaking every single day. When a person tells me that they are believing for something, what they're essentially telling me is, number one, I'm speaking it every single day. So my faith is being driven. My faith is being created based on the words that I'm hearing. And if you paid attention to what Darryl just said, he said he posted a check. And people say, well, why were you posting a fake check? Well, the second part of believing is that he had an image. He had something physical that he could look at. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to do this. Everyone that's ever been successful has done it. You can't escape this. You have to have the images in place. But there was another thing that he said about expectations and having the right emotions. Darryl, tell me, what are some of the things that you've done to keep your emotions in check? Regardless of what's going on in the world today, there's so much going on. I mean, pandemic, there's a health crisis, you got the election going on, you got all these things that are happening right now. What are some of the things that you've done to really keep your emotions in check? Do we still have Darryl? Okay. While this is probably going to be the most challenging thing you've ever done. It will. To be able to look at your life or look at the world and see things that are not the way you want them to be, or see things that are obviously in turmoil. But it was like that 5 years ago. It was like that 10 years ago. It was like that 20 years ago. It's always going to be like that. There's always going to be trials and tribulations. So how do I keep my emotions in check? How do I make sure that I'm speaking the right words and I'm seeing the right things? Well, feelings, ladies and gentlemen, the number one feeling that you want to have is love. And the second most important feeling that you want to have is gratitude. Those are the two things that you've got to make sure that you have in place all the time. You want to make sure that you stay in a state of love, because when you're in a state of love, that is literally state of creation. That allows you to create. Now, the gratitude is being able to look at where your life is right now and say, can I find something to be grateful for? I said something the other day that, if you're in the dark right now, you should be grateful that you can see that it's dark, right? You've got to be able to find something